How's it going, everyone? BrewUnited here on my Saturday video talking about the Retron 77. Now, this is a system that I'm in no way sponsored for. I'm going to be brutally honest on what it is. I'm going to unbox it. We're going to talk about what it is and what it isn't. And, despite a really cool box that it came in, I'm not sure what it is. I just happened to see that it plays 2600 games from the Atari. I love the 2600 from my youth. In fact, I got quite a few games here ready to go. I'm not sure if they work anymore. They've been in all kinds of storage over many, many years. And the 2600 really for me is a fascinating system because it came out in September of 1977. I was born in 1977. So we're going to talk about the nostalgia of the games from back then. You're going to see some games you've probably never seen before, or if you're from my generation, you may actually go, oh yeah, I remember that game. Wow, I can't believe that you can now put that onto YouTube because you can actually capture it in an easy way. I have done videos in the past that show how you do this kind of old Atari 2600 all the way getting it online. That's a real pain in the butt. So my hope for this system is that we're going to be able to pop it in. We're going to be able to record, play, and just have a good time with it. Now, there's going to be a lot between me recording this and the end of the video that happened that, as of right now, I have no idea could happen. So let's plug it in. Let's find out what it is. Again, I'm going to be brutally honest with it, and I hope you enjoy the unboxing and the demonstrating of the Retron 77. Stick around. Okay, up until this point, I have actually not opened this box. I've just cut the seals on the bottom and the side. And first thing I notice, not really that heavy. Okay, well packaged, well wrapped. You can see the controller really looks a lot like the original. So they're getting points already from me. Looking at this controller, it feels the same weight. It's the same size. The motion is the way I remember it, and it also has the exact same input. Wondering if this would actually work on the older system. Might have to check that out. Okay, so the main console is very well packaged. It's sealed. You can see it's covered in wrap there. And one of the things I also liked, it had cardboard protecting it around it. So there's the back ports. It's got HDMI power. It's got a lot of button interfaces on the front that the 2600 did not have, making level selection, also save and loading of games. So if you got to a certain point in the 2600, you just had to leave the system on. You couldn't actually save it. And you can see a little instruction manual there giving you more details. Not going to open that. Not going to get into that level of detail. Just going to say there is one. Also, when you unpack all the cords, you can notice that there is a HDMI cable, which is not very long. So you're going to have that pretty close to your TV, as you can see. And it comes with a power cable, which I believe is a USB, looks like a USB micro. So really standard, nothing to worry about. You probably have already 20 of those laying around the house. So you can probably mix and match them if needed. And that cable's a little longer, so you can run the power a little bit further. So that's it in a nutshell, or in a box. Okay, so the interface when you boot it up is really simple. You can see just a simple one screen. You pop the game in and it loads. Nothing to really worry about, just like Atari would be. This game's Yar's Revenge. It's one of my favorites. You can see how fantastic it looks. But again, the thing that really bothered me of all of these, and this is going to be a reoccurring theme, unfortunately, is the game capture card, the ElGato HD60 S, for some reason did not capture any of the sound on any of the games. I checked all kinds of different settings. I plugged in retro systems that I've worked with in the past, the PS1, the PS2, the Retron 5. All of them work fine. Now, if there's any good news, this will actually work just fine on a TV. The sound worked absolutely amazing. It sounded really clean. And what I can say is it just doesn't work with the HD60 S at the time of the filming. Now, this shouldn't detract from showing you how good the system looks here. It looks even better on a TV. It worked on a 65-inch Samsung without any problem. So let's dive into some of the other games. So far, Yar's Revenge looks good, but no sound. Okay, with the ability just to hot swap games, you can just pop in a new cartridge from the one you popped out. This is Tron Deadly Discs, and I forgot how kind of mundane this game is. The other thing is the bounce back from the disc doesn't actually hit the enemy that you're fighting. And I really don't know what to do other than just to hit people with the frisbee of death and hit the doors and change colors. I'm not sure if that's actually all you do in this game, but kind of seems like it. And we're going to cut it right there because it really doesn't get any better than what you're seeing right now. Okay, up next, Game 3. Raiders of the Lost Ark. Looks good, but again, no sound. But this is as far as the game would go. Now, I'm not going to blame the Retron 77 on this. I actually think the game is just needing a good cleaning. And who knows what else. It's an old cartridge coming back to 1982. So 39 years old. All right, up next, Missile Command. Not a good story either, unfortunately. Exactly the same problem as Raiders of the Lost Ark. It loads, goes through some funky colors, but that's not working either. Again, no sound. Okay, next game, Frogger. Again, not a great story. That's like 3 out of 3, right? So far, or at least the past 3. I can't get the game to do anything. I could do lots of different mode selections, tried every button I could think of. It just will not allow me to play the game. Now, at this point, I really was worried. But then I popped in the worst rated game of all time, allegedly E.T., and guess what? It worked just fine. So I don't know if the universe is cursing me or if those games just need a good clean, but clearly not the Retron 77. Looks like it actually was the games. So I'm going to clean those, probably do a follow-up on one of my Wednesday videos on my pickup discussions and say kind of how we're progressing. This is pretty much all there is to E.T., so I'm not going to continue much further. You fall in pits, you try to get out of them, people chase you, they carry you off, and it was a game that had so much promise and allegedly brought down the video game craze of the 80s. And that guy's going to try to chase me in a minute, but we're going to keep falling in holes anyway. So that's E.T. Don't worry, we're not going to go out with that game. We're going to play one of my favorite games from this era, Mousetrap. It was actually a Pac-Man clone, at least I thought it was, and it had a little bit better dynamic. You can actually pick up those bones, and you can save them, and you can turn from a mouse to a dog and basically attack the cat. So they're like the ghosts. You can see here you die if you get hit by one of them. But if you hit the button, you actually turn into a dog. So very similar game mechanic. Pick up the bones. When you get near them, we'll turn into the dog, and I'll show you what that looks like. There you go. Just like you would in Pac-Man when you get the power up. Really fun game. Played a lot of this when I was a kid, and I think we'll end there. So what we found out is that the games probably didn't work because of their age, because they need cleaning, because of a lot of different reasons. The sound did not work because of the ElGato 60 S compatibility. Going to keep working on that. Not going to give up. And let's dive into my conclusion. Okay, that was a complete different trip than I thought I was going on at the beginning of this video. Now, let me explain why. So, when you're dealing with games that are 44 years old, or maybe a little bit younger, and you're dealing with the complexity of trying to put them through the ElGato HD60 S, and you're also just trying to connect a chain that probably wasn't ever meant to be, well, let's say truly wasn't ever meant to be connected, you're going to have some problems. So I found a ton of problems with just getting the game to work. The sound was completely not working at all, and I verified that the sound actually worked with the Retron 5, the PS2, the PS1, through the ElGato. So there seems to be, at least at the time of filming that I did, a problem with the sound coming through from the system actually through the HD60 S ElGato. Now, that is not to blame the Retron 77 because I actually hooked it up to my TV and the sound works absolutely perfect. So let's kind of pull that all together. This system is, as of right now, absolutely great on a TV. If you want to pop in your games, hoping that they work. Now, a lot of my games did not, and you saw that in this video. So the system by itself, if you look for a retro gaming system with an arcade joystick, not arcade joystick, I always say arcade, I don't know why, with a joystick that actually is extremely similar to the Atari 2600, this is a great system for that. And actually, it has a feature here, if you notice, that the original system did not have, a left hand and a right hand button. You know, imagine that. People are lefties. So I think the system, if you're going to play retro games from the Atari 2600, you got a library of those, and you don't want to do the whole ROM route, get the system. Because I think, honestly, you could hook it up to your TV, bring your kids in, bring the whole family, and have a good time with games that bring us all back to a time period of the early 80s. Now, if you're trying to do video game capture, I can't definitively say if this is going to be the right thing. Did it look fantastic from a 720p standpoint? Yes. The video looks great. There is no audio on the ElGato HD60 S. Now, would another capture card work fine? Maybe. I can't say that. So it's kind of a mixed bag. I'm going to keep it. It's a fun system. I want to hook it up to the TV, show the kids really what the system used to be, because on an HD TV, it's going to look great, it's going to sound great, and it's just going to be fun to play. Now, the video game capture, as I said, that's we're going to have to find out at a later date. I'm going to keep working on the games, cleaning them, seeing if that can fix some of my old games. But as far as the capture, I'm going to have to read some more on forums, Reddit, some other places to figure out really how I can get it working. So, net, really good system for playing games. For game capture, jury's out. Hope you enjoyed this, everyone, and I hope you're well. Thanks for watching. Take care. You're still here? Like and subscribe. Go watch another video.